All right, so there is me. All right, I was yapping whole time to persons online won't hear me, so my apologies. All right, so just saying good morning to everybody. Where's your? All right, so I'm just saying good morning to everybody, but I can't repeat
Okay,
everything that
much
I
better.
said. All right.
All right, good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We apologize for the late arrival. It is pouring. I am wet. I am soaked, but I am here and welcome to Activated Mornings this morning.
I was asking if you're one of those men who don't walk with an umbrella.
Umbrella for what? Umbrella for what?
You have
Umbrella
a
for
full
what?
head of hair. Why aren't you walking with an umbrella?
God is
Oh,
my
hot man don't
umbrella.
walk with it.
God
Hot
is
man
my
don't walk with
umbrella. I will
umbrella.
catch no colds.
Oh, he's your cover and your protector.
He is my cover and
Oh,
my
whatever,
protector.
Ari. Whatever.
Well, yeah, good morning once again to everyone within the sound of my voice, everyone on the way to work, school, just starting the day. Good morning. We already started speaking about
No, not the topic. I was just
we
giving
have
some preamble.
we have roughly 5-6 minutes to get into it. So yes, take the lead, please, as I am still getting used to my
You know what we could do? We could actually take off the issy, because I love to take off the issy.
Yes, you will never will die cold.
All right, so we are talking this morning about the tourism ministers making an appeal to Vincentians to invest more in accommodation. All right, so I'm reading from the Searchlight newspaper. The Minister of Tourism, Carlos James, providing an update on the country's preparations for an increase in tourism over the coming months, has urged Vincentians to invest in accommodation. With the St. Vincent and the Grenadines current hosting of 5 games for the ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup games, Minister James said over 4,000 room nights have been booked across major hotels, including Sandals Resort, for the cricket technical staff who will occupy nearly 200 rooms and teams booking over 1,400 rooms. There are quite a few games here. Some of the teams will stay on for a 5-day interval. Some will move on and come back, and if they are able to move into the final qualifying round of the Super 8, all right? So I'm not going to read the entire article. Minister James also appealed to Vincentians who are interested in investing in the hospitality sector to provide services such as are offered by Airbnb operatives, bed and breakfast, noting that there is an urgent need to ramp up the accommodation for the destination. All right, so we can leave it at that. Oh, no, let me just read this last part. Additionally, that air travel bookings indicate a busy summer season, and online is showing a 75% increase in load factor through August, with flights from Canada already at 99% capacity. However, regional air access will be a focus to attract more inter-Caribbean travelers, James said. All right, so yes, we are seeing that there is a need or an increase for more room stock here in SVG, and it is something that we've always had a sort of a tussle with in terms of, okay, so yes, we say that we have the airport, we're encouraging tourism, or we're encouraging more persons to come to SVG, but if we are promoting more persons coming to SVG, the question has always been, where would it stay? Right. So this is one of those things that is an appeal for persons, especially for those persons, you don't necessarily have to be looking to open a resort. You don't have to necessarily be open an apartment. You don't have to be opening a hotel, but you can offer the Airbnb service. And one of the good things with that is that, let's say you have a house that is on multiple levels. Many of us would build on the columns and then find something to use with the spaces below if we're not using for residential purposes. You can build that up and offer it as an Airbnb and earn some additional money.
Yeah, and what's important to note, he also said in preparation for an influx for Vincy Mass, he plans to meet with carnival organizers and support local mass bands, as this year's bookings already exceed 90% occupancy at most hotels. He said there's a prediction that for 2024, carnival season visitor spending will be boosted, thus providing opportunities for locals across all tourism-related sectors to make some extra cash. So that is people in hospitality, taxi drivers, bus drivers, person selling, person tour guides, etc., etc. So there's an opportunity for everyone to make some cash. And I know it is kind of tedious, it is frustrating, because remember when we had our topic last week, some landlords called in and they were expressing during cop chat. They called in and they were expressing frustration, saying trying to get some tenants out of their apartments. So I know it is quite frustrating, and it can be very tedious for you, but it is a good source of revenue. Persons renting vehicles, it is a good source of revenue for you. So I do think that the minister is his appeal has legs, and we should pay attention to it. I mean, even if you don't have the cash, there are lending agencies willing to help small businesses. There are projects willing to help small businesses. So maybe it's not too late to start.
And one of the things that he also emphasized while it was read in the news this morning is that persons can apply for duty-free concession, right? Even something as coming down to, let's say, linen. For your Airbnb or your hotel resort or whatever it may be, you can apply for duty-free concession. I know that when there was that topic with sandals, when persons were of the opinion that it's only a foreign investor who can get duty-free concession, let's say for of course, for investment purposes. But then I remember listening to, I think it was Issue at Hand, when the PM called in and he lists several local business owners in the hospitality sector who were also given duty-free concession. So don't think that duty-free concession is only for persons, foreigners who are coming here to invest. But you can apply. I think you apply. You know what? Let me double check with who you have to apply to. But I know it's under the Ministry of Finance, but I can't remember. I think it might be the budget. You know what? Let me not say it.
There's also something in place for returning nationals as well.
Right. For those, there's also something in place for returning nationals. But in terms of getting a little bit of an ease up, when you're purchasing items, let's say for the construction purposes, for fitting purposes within the residence or the accommodation, you can apply for duty-free concession for that. So just something to note as well.
All right, so get out there, start investing, because this carnival is predicted to be more visitors, more opportunities. So get out there and take advantage.
Yeah. And you know what I also want to tell persons as well too, when you are, especially for those persons in the Airbnb, you know, set up your accommodation in such a way that you yourself would actually want to stay there. Right? I know persons may think of it as just a quick way to make some money and all of that, but it needs to be inviting. And if it's inviting, it's going to allow for persons to actually want to stay there. And most importantly, to recommend your place of accommodation. All right. So don't just think that you're going to knock something together and then put it up and then on the Airbnb site and think that automatically persons would want to stay there. Make it inviting enough for persons to actually want to stay there. Put yourself in a visitor's shoes to know whether or not that is somewhere that you would like to stay. Have particular amenities. If you can put in an AC unit, because you know many visitors actually want that, put in the AC unit. If you can put in hot showers, well, to be able to have hot showers, you put that in. You know, you have to put in the Wi-Fi, just the basic things that you want within your home. Remember to put these in the places of accommodation, because that is what persons are coming for their own comfort as well.
All right. With that being said, the time is 7:32 here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're going to take a quick commercial break where we'll be back with a traffic talk, following which at 7:45 we'll have Today with Weeks. Don't go anywhere.